Most people assume royal blood belongs to a tiny handful of families, people in palaces, people with crowns. But royal bloodlines don't stay in palaces. They spread, they scatter, they move through centuries of marriage, migration, and survival until they land in families that look completely ordinary. Your surname might be one of them. By the end of this, you will know exactly how to check. Let me start with a name millions of Irish and American families carry without knowing what it means: Fitzgerald. Fitz is Norman French. It comes from the Latin filius. It means son of. Gerald was a common Norman personal name, so Fitzgerald simply means son of Gerald. Simple enough. But here is where it gets interesting. The Fitz prefix was not used by ordinary people. It was specifically used by the Norman aristocracy to identify sons of noble or royal fathers. King Henry III of England used it for his illegitimate children. Fitzroy, son of the king. Fitzhenry, son of Henry. The pattern was deliberate. Everyone who saw it understood exactly what it meant. When the Fitzgeralds arrived in Ireland with the Norman invasion of the 12th century, they were not ordinary settlers. They were a Norman aristocratic family carrying a naming convention identifying them as people of royal descent. The Fitzgeralds became one of the most powerful families in Irish history. The Earls of Kildare, the Earls of Desmond. At the height of their power in the 15th century, the Fitzgeralds governed Ireland with more authority than the English crown itself. If your surname is Fitzgerald, you are carrying a Norman royal naming convention nearly 1,000 years old. And the Fitzgerald story is just the beginning. One surname on this list has a royal connection so old it predates Christianity itself. We will get there shortly. Imagine being so good at your job that your job title becomes your surname. And then that surname becomes the name of a royal dynasty ruling 2 kingdoms for 300 years. That is exactly what happened to the Stuarts. The word steward comes from Old English, house guardian. The person managing a royal household, the High Steward of Scotland, was one of the most powerful positions in the medieval Scottish kingdom. Walter Stewart held that position in the early 14th century. He married Marjorie Bruce, the daughter of Robert the Bruce, the king who secured Scottish independence at Bannockburn. Their son became Robert II of Scotland in 1371, the first Stuart king. From that point, the Stuart dynasty, later spelled Stuart in its French form, produced kings and queens of Scotland and then England for over 300 years. Mary, Queen of Scots, was a Stuart. If your surname is Stuart or Stuart, your family name was the name of a royal dynasty, not a family that served royalty. The royal dynasty itself, the surname coming next, is carried by people who almost never realize what it is pointing at. Most people cannot name a living person with the surname Plantagenet. That is because the direct royal line died out, but the blood did not. The Plantagenet royal family spread their bloodline through strategic marriages into the English aristocracy. The great noble families of medieval England, Percy, Neville, Stafford, Mortimer, were all connected to the Plantagenet bloodline through documented royal marriages. The Percy family, Earls of Northumberland. Their Plantagenet connection made them the most powerful family in northern England for centuries. Henry Percy, known as Hotspur, was immortalized by Shakespeare. His family's royal blood made them permanent kingmakers in the War of the Roses. The Neville family, Earls of Warwick. Richard Neville, Warwick the Kingmaker, was so connected to the Plantagenet bloodline that he changed which king sat on the English throne. If your surname is Percy, Neville, Stafford, or Mortimer, and your family has deep English roots, you are almost certainly carrying documented Plantagenet bloodline connections. Not rumored ones, documented ones. The surname coming next doesn't come from marriage. It comes from something far older, far strange. Let me tell you about a man whose blood is in more Irish families than almost any other single ancestor, Brian Boru, High King of Ireland. The man who broke Viking power at the Battle of Clontarf in 1014, who died in his tent on the morning of his greatest victory. Brian Boru was not just a king, he was the king. The last person to hold genuine authority over all of Ireland simultaneously. O'Brien means descendant of Brian, not metaphorically, literally. The O'Brien family traces its direct descent from Brian Boru himself. Every person carrying the name was publicly declaring descent from the High King. The O'Briens ruled Munster for centuries after Brian's death. They resisted Viking and Norman encroachment with consistent ferocity. They remained a major Gaelic power in Clare and Limerick until the collapse of the Gaelic order in the 17th century. If your surname is O'Brien, you are carrying a direct genealogical claim to the High Kingship of Ireland, a claim over 1,000 years old, attached to the most significant military victory in Irish medieval history. But the surname at the top of this list carries a royal connection going back not 1,000 years, not 2,000, closer to 3,000. Stay with me. This is the one that changes everything. Kenneth MacAlpin, Cinaidd Mac Alpine in Scottish Gaelic, is traditionally credited as the first king of Scotland, the man who united the Pictish and Scottish kingdoms around 843 CE. The man whose name the entire Scottish royal bloodline is built upon. Mac Alpine means son of Alpin. Alpin was Kenneth's father, a king of the Scots of Dal Riata, the kingdom straddling the western coast of Scotland and the northeastern coast of Ireland. The MacAlpin bloodline claimed descent from the ancient kings of Dal Riata, who in turn claimed descent through Irish genealogical tradition from the ancient kings of Ireland, all the way back to figures from the pre-Christian Gaelic world. Whether those ancient genealogies are literally accurate is a question for historians. What is not a question is this: the MacAlpin name was the founding royal name of the Scottish kingdom. Every subsequent Scottish king, from Kenneth I through to James VI, was considered to reign within the MacAlpin royal succession. If your surname is MacAlpin, Alpine, or its anglicized variants, you are carrying the name of the founding royal dynasty of Scotland, a dynasty whose claimed bloodline stretches back through Celtic mythology to a time before history had a reliable way of writing things down. That is not a royal connection measured in centuries. It is a royal connection measured in millennia. Royal blood is not sealed in palaces. It is scattered across ordinary families who never knew what they were carrying. Check your surname against what you just heard. The name your family gave you might be pointing at a king, and nobody ever thought to tell you. Subscribe. See ya.